Welcome to another 80 update, this time with Fordham Director of Athletics Ed Cole, officially named the permanent athletic director today by Fordham University. Ed, good to be with you.
Great to be with you, Manny.
Congratulations, first off. You took over in a turbulent time, interim director during a global pandemic, schedule changes, social unrest, social injustice. What have you learned over these last 10 months about yourself and the role?
Yes, definitely been a challenging 10 months in terms of stepping into the chair and stepping into the seat here, Manny. Um, Difficult in terms of obviously competition, workouts, and athletics as we know it in terms of competing and normacy and the health, wellness, and safety and testing that we've been through. But I've got to be honest with you, and I think you and I talked about this before a little bit. Um, a lot of tremendous opportunities, a lot of tremendous benefits. As you can imagine, in 10 months of dealing through challenges, crisis, chaos, planning sessions, problem solving, you get to really learn a lot about your staff. You get to learn a lot about the individuals that are around you and that you're working with through those difficult times in terms of the ability to find solutions, find problem solving, putting in extra time. And you also, I'll be honest with you, you named a lot of the different issues that have taken place in the past year. I've really gotten to spend a lot of time with our student athletes, listening to their voice, listening to their thoughts, listening to their frustrations and disappointments on different issues, whether we talk about political or social or topics of obviously racism, discrimination, their fear of getting COVID, their fear of are we keeping them healthy, are keeping them safe, the ability of financial distress in our country, impact on their families, so many different topics of concern and challenges that our student athletes have gone through. So the ability to spend a lot of time with them, listen to them, establish solutions and action plans, and really provide them kind of a shared ownership opportunity in trying to navigate through these challenging times. I think it's gonna really hard to say this right now. It's probably funny to say this right now, but it's going to pay a lot of dividends as we move forward. As a department, as we talk about strategic planning and facilities planning and student development, and how do we improve our area of health and wellness and nutrition for our student athletes and their care, that performance care. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of benefits that roll out from this because we've established stronger relationships. We've had a lot of honest and transparent conversations about some difficulties and challenges. We've been forced to look at things differently, and I think we all know hopefully this pandemic ends sooner than later, but things are going to be different when it's over. And I think it's put us in position, put me in position to look at things differently in the strategic planning process and reorganization process and our priorities. What our student needs are. That whole student experience has changed, continues to change and evolve. And I think it's been really a lot of takeaways, a lot of learnings of not only who we want to be, but how do we get there and how do we build that appropriately. So I see it all as opportunity, Manny, and I've been very lucky, very blessed. I can't thank Father McShane enough and our board of trustees enough for their faith and confidence in me. I think sky's the limit for Fordham Athletics. And I think a lot of these learnings, even just in the 10 months and the relationships built on our campus with Res Life, Student Affairs, Public Safety, University Health Services, all of our deans on the academic side, academic advising, development, market communications, all that's been expedited for me in my first 10 months on the job. That I think gives us a real good leg up and advantage to move the needle and move that strategic plan for athletics that far along and that much quicker because of those relationships and a better understanding of how the rest of the university, their needs, their priorities, how do we better support them? How do we better be leaders in engagement in New York City for diversity, for total fundraising, for alumni development, for community service, better representation in the Bronx community. So I know it's a lot, but believe me, it all is truthful in a sense of opportunity for us as athletics. And I really want to be I want athletics to be the support mechanism for our academic profile, our brand and marketing as an institution. I want to be a source. I want us to be a source of school spirit and school pride. And I know Fordham Athletics will be that moving forward. And I'm excited about the great relationship with Father McShane that we've established. And I think a ton of opportunity moving forward here.
Given those relationships you mentioned, whether it be student athletes or the staff you've worked with or the coaches or the general student body, part of that announcement today was even a search committee developed for the national men's basketball search. How equipped with those people do you feel you are to tackle all of these challenges moving forward?
No, that's a very good question, Manny. And I know obviously it's a very, very important hire for Fordham men's basketball, for Fordham athletics, and for Fordham University. You know, obviously there's a long story, tradition, and history of men's basketball here. As I sit in the most historic Rose Hill Gymnasium, and it's an important piece for us. I think it's an important piece for the love of basketball in New York City, the love of basketball for our alumni community and for our institution. The committee that's been put together is a very, very good one, very strong one. We have 3 board trustee members and our former trustee members. John LaMellos is obviously our chair, Darlene Jordan, Darryl Brown, and then obviously I have a very good relationship with the vice president of development. He and I work very, very closely together. We will continue, Roger Malici. And then our athletics faculty rep, Patricia Jimenez, has been everything and more to our department and me in these last 10 months. And I feel very, very lucky to have that connection, relationship with the academic side of our house and our faculty. And I want to continue to grow that relationship with them, but making sure that we represent all the different areas of alumni, of former player, Darryl being obviously an alumni great here, supporters, donors, investors, stakeholders, in terms of alumni engagement, but also the institutional side here, the internal side of our campus, what faculty and our academic folks are looking for out of athletics in this coaching hire, and how we could be a strong advocate and ambassador to get all the institutional priorities and needs and support them appropriately, not just even men's basketball. So I'm excited about the future here. I think it's a wonderful opportunity to make a strong hire here. It's an opportunity to build a new culture, within that program, and not easy by any means, but similar, I feel like, to my role in athletics now, the right time to look at both not only men's basketball, but the entire athletics department and what we can be doing better and what we need to build here moving forward.
You referenced the phrase "not easy," and nothing has been over the past year, even assuming the interim role and now into the permanent director of athletics role. As you move forward, you're someone who's held many hats throughout your career. You were at St. John's, you've been at Fordham for 4 years. You dreamed of becoming an athletic director. Despite those challenges, what is it like for someone like you to get that call?
So I really appreciate you kind of saying that, Manny. This is a dream come true for me. This is something that I've wanted in my career, since I left undergraduate. I fell in love with collegiate athletics, with the industry, with what it represents. I love interaction with our student athletes. It's pure, it's authentic, it's genuine. I truly enjoy that experience being around them and trying to help build an environment and culture around them that's supportive of not only their athletic achievements, but obviously their futures. And I was a student athlete. I understand that very much well so. And as they always like to say, the best years of your life. In terms of getting the call from Father McShane, nothing has been easy, right, in terms of this process, right? The 10 months in interim definitely has not been easy in any way in terms of all the issues that you brought up earlier that we've dealt with in our country and our nation, and as well as on our campus. My past and history, I've been blessed and very, very fortunate to have a career that's brought me a lot of different places. 10 years at St. John's University, which I have 2 degrees from. The ability to work here 4 years at Fordham, the NFL, Coca-Cola, Vitamin Water, some corporate entrepreneur experiences. I think that have really created me a well-rounded balance of, the importance of having familiarity with business, the entrepreneur culture and environment of shared ownership and getting all of your colleagues and employees involved, your staff involved. The importance of culture and environment that folks want to not only feel appreciated, but want a place that they can enjoy going to work with and enjoy working with people around them. So those are a lot of the key attributes, the skills that are important to me. And yes, the fundraising, revenue generation has always been a part of my life. I'm sure I played a key role in me getting this job. There's no doubt that we need to be creative on identifying new revenue streams and additional fundraising opportunities to help elevate and build this athletics department. But my dad was a New York City sanitation worker, born in Brooklyn, Queens. Mom was, obviously a cafeteria worker in Queens. Neither have a college education, Manny. Me and my sister are first generation college graduates. So it's very much always been hard hat and lunch pail to work every day. I took that approach as an athlete, wasn't the most athletic individual, had to work harder than next and tried to outwork and outsmart everybody. And I, really the work ethic and hard work has been instilled with me and will continue to. But I must say the most important thing for me has always been to follow my heart and do what I love and the passion of what I passion for what I'm doing. So as much as this seems like work, I enjoy getting out of bed every morning, going to work. I enjoy what I do. It's truly a passion, and that's always been the case in all my career choices. And that's always my advice to everybody in this industry. It's not about money. It's not about title. It's not about power. It's not about winning. It's about loving what you do. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to find the success that you're looking for. You're a perfect example of that, Manny, right? You love what you do. You came to Fordham to study communications and follow in the incredible footsteps of the Breens, Kays, Ruccos, Carinos of the world, etc. And that's what you're doing. And I know you're not doing it about money or fame. You genuinely do it with love. And that is the absolute most important thing that I express to my children, that I love about our coaches, that I love about our staff, I love about all of our departments is everybody's working here because they love what they do. It's not about money or fortune or vacation time or fame. It's about the genuine love. And that's where this industry maintains its amateurism and its purity and its genuineness. And I've been addicted to it since I was a student athlete. And it's honestly been that simplistic in terms of why it's so getting that call, as long as I've been waiting for it, I couldn't feel more ready and more appropriate of a time based on the path that I've taken and the different places it's brought me. I feel very much well prepared. I'm excited. And as I said earlier to you, I think we're only scratching the surface here in Fordham athletics. I think the future is incredibly bright and we have a tremendous amount of opportunity, not only within athletics, but as an institution.
Ed, really appreciate the words. Congratulations, and really look forward to watching the journey.
I appreciate you very much, Manny. Look forward to talking more. Thank you so much for your support.